Hickok 45 here. Welcome to the Hickok 45 Talks channel. Glad you came along. Remember, it's just talking. Don't get mad. Yes. Get even. Talk back at me. Comment. Yeah. Tell me what you think. Nobody's hesitant to do that, right? Uh, Recoil. Let's talk about recoil. Why do I not show recoil? How do I handle recoil? Why do all those questions and comments that come up? There's no, to me, now other people may have different opinions. Some of the experts. I almost said other experts, didn't I? Yeah. Wow, Freudian slip. Am I assuming I'm an expert down deep? Not really. Uh, if you watch some tapes they might record on tape anymore, but if you watch some videos like Rob Latham and different people, they'll have techniques for you for controlling recoil. I know he at least I think, advocates a good, really strong grip, really squeeze the life out of that thing almost, really sturdy grip and different things, and that helps a lot. But one of the things that people don't realize, I think, because I don't really focus on like an extremely firm grip or any of that. I think one of the reason I bring this up, and again, people want me to talk about it because a lot of folks think that I handle recoil really well, and it doesn't bother me, and that the firearms don't really show the recoil they do or ought to, in my hands, and I'm obviously, firing Magnum ammo, factory right out of the box, or whatever it might be, and it doesn't, and I can tell people are just perplexed, and from comments and things, and then ask me about it a lot. Uh, the bottom line mostly is experience. It really is. I just shot a lot, and that's one of the things that makes a huge difference. Okay, you look at something that you're firing, a video of yourself shooting if you're young and you've just gotten into it, and compare that with how you look firing that same firearm in 10 years if you continue shooting a lot, and you'll see a difference. And I don't know that you're actually squeezing the gun harder or the muscles, not that you have a lot of muscles in your hand, but just technique, you kind of evolve to where you just control it better. And that doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess, but I think it's just a lot of it. It really is. And maybe a lot of it is when you are new to shooting. If you don't have a lot of hand strength, like I'm an older guy, I come from a different generation than most of you, not all of you, and I'm not that guy that walked 5 miles to school uphill both ways. I'm not about to launch into a story like that, milk 49 cows every morning and night. Yeah, I'm not that guy. But I did grow up working, doing things all the time. Painting, I did a lot of painting. I was kind of good at it, It was that was a good news, bad news sort of thing. So I ended up doing a lot of it and for money, in high school and college and everything. But I had spent a lot of hours, with a big heavy paintbrush. I used a 5-inch brush. Most people used a 4, and different things. Working in the tobacco patch, working on a farm. We had a farm for a while, putting in hay and just doing things. Shooting a basketball. How many million times have I shot a basketball? So, I again, not to be egotistical about it. I've just always been doing something. As I literally try to objectively put it together and think about that, and have over the years, I just think that's part of it. A lot of people these days grow up and I don't know, maybe you even go outdoors a lot and you ride bikes and different things, but maybe a lot of people don't get hand exercise much. Those muscles. Because I'm not any stronger than most people. It's just I've used my hands a great deal doing things, and I think that's part of it, and then just experience. Through 20, 30 years, I've tried to keep an exercise thing around, hand squeezer of some kind, because we used to use those, basketball. I always had a couple of those around the house. Gosh, since I was in high school, would use those some just to increase your grip. Imagine that, to play for playing basketball. And so I've always done a little bit of exercise with my hands, and I've always been doing stuff. So I think that's part of it. Because again, I'm not that much stronger than any other human being that I know of. But a lot of it's experience. Because it is interesting to me too. I see a video of somebody shooting a 9mm, I don't know, whatever it might be, a Glock 19 or 17 or a SIG or something, P320, and with every shot, or I see them at a range. I'm at a gun shop, and there's a indoor range there, and they have glass where you can watch people, and I'll sometimes walk over and just watch people shoot for a minute, and that kind of thing. And you'll see someone, and they're shooting a 9mm, and it's like a 44 Magnum to them, male or female, and it's just really coming up on them, and like there's no way they could get off like a double tap, the second shot would be in the ceiling, that sort of thing. And it's just obvious they're new shooters. They just don't have much control over it, and that will come if that same person just continues shooting over the years. They'll bring it down, they'll get a better grip, and some of it's just technique, of course, but a nice firm grip, and then just watch that front sight, and you, I don't know, I'm not going to get into various techniques. Some people want to lock your arm and others don't, and you get into all that, but nice firm grip and just practice, and I think you just get better with that, with managing recoil. Even the really powerful stuff, I would say also, don't fight it. If you're shooting something that's really going to kick, it's going to kick me, it's going to kick anybody, a really hot 44 mag or 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum or something like that, and you got some heavy ammo in it, and okay, this may not be fun. Well, you want a firm grip on that too, but then just be ready for it and know that it's going to go up, and you don't fight it. Don't fight it. Let it recoil. You see me do that sometimes. I just let it go up, especially with a revolver. There, a lot of rounds you just can't manhandle. You're going to have recoil. With a 9, in that category, 9mm, now you can. I mean, you see people, and if you're really in competition, you really want to control it. You can kind of manhandle those lighter calibers, and that's also where I get some of my control, I guess, because I was shooting like that and competing some back in the 80s, even in the 90s, and trying to shoot fast. Although that was fun, plinking steels plates as quickly as I could and all that. So I've worked on it. I've worked on that sight reacquisition and all that kind of thing, and then holding the recoil down, kind of thing. But I don't know if that helps you any. But I think a lot of it just comes with experience. Just comes with experience. Get you something to work on your strength. Okay, that won't hurt. They roll up a weight. It strengthen your arms, strengthen your wrists, and your fingers. Do we have muscles in our fingers? I probably do, because I got muscles in my head, brain. But yeah, you can work on that, and that helps. And then just shoot. Someone else might have some worthwhile advice on that, but I don't know. I just know what's sort of helped me in what I do, and that's it. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I know about that. Yeah, I'm done. Life is good.